Hey guys, welcome to St. John's Sunday School on the road. I know y'all are disappointed that we couldn't get together today at church and be able to play some of the games and adventures that we usually do, so I thought I'd take us on a little adventure today. But I'm going to let you guys figure out where we're at. So I'm going to give you a few clues and you try to guess, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to, let's see. First clue is I have lots of furry and scaly and feathered friends here with me today of all different species. That's clue number one. Clue number two is it's wild here. Clue number three is no, I didn't go to Africa. Didn't have time to quite get there from this morning, but we did travel a little bit. And clue number four is it starts with a Z. That's right. We're at the Detroit Zoo in Royal Oak. And we're visiting today to give you a little bit of a preview of what VBS is to come. So VBS this year, as you guys all know, is roar! Life is wild and God is good. And of course, through this time of us being all separated from each other, we want to just reinforce that God is good. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about that. So what I want to talk about is, well, wild animals can give us lots of fear, can't they? Lots and lots of fear. We fear their claws, we fear their teeth, we feel getting hurt. And today, and in this time of just uncertainty with this virus going around, there's a lot of fear going around. And there's a big word that we're all worried about, and that's contagious. I'm going to give you a minute to think about what that means. If you said that you can catch something, that's correct. That fear, that this virus is contagious. But fear is also contagious, and that's something that's really taken all of us over lately, and something that we want to try to overcome. So I want us to turn this around into something else. I want us to turn this around into a different kind of contagion, something that we want to share with other people, something that we work really hard at sharing with other people. And that is compassion. Jesus visited all of the sick, the poor, the lonely, the lost, the separated from the group, the isolated. He was always there for those that were not in the middle of a supportive society and not in the middle of life just going in the right direction, but those going in the wrong direction or those separated from the group, kind of like we are now. And he is, of course, there for all of us. But I want us to think about contagious compassion and how we can be a part of spreading that. Because instead of fear being a negative something that we spread, contagious compassion is something that we want to spread. It's something that we want to share. It's a joy that we want to share with others around us. And I want to introduce you. I don't have pictures or anything because I'm here at the zoo, but I want to introduce you to someone who I think is just a wildlife warrior for contagious compassion. And that would be Steve Irwin. Some of you may have heard of Steve Irwin, and some of you may not. He had some great TV shows several years ago and just shared his drive and his compassion to make people aware of just all of our environment, our sea creatures, our land creatures, our tree creatures, and all kinds of animals that need our protection and guidance. And he worked out of the Australia Zoo and was just passionate about making a difference and connecting us to our wildlife and connecting us to animals of all different kinds. Of course, one of his favorites being the crocs, who, of course, instill a lot of fear in a lot of people, and he showed us how to connect even with crocodiles, which is just awesome. Unfortunately, we lost Steve Irwin in an accident several years ago, and he passed away. But because of his contagious compassion, he was able to infect so many other people with that passion for caring for wildlife. And his wife and his son and his daughter continue that just journey of just making a difference in the world for our animal life, and in just sharing that contagious compassion with as many people as they possibly can. And a great example of that was just recently the just horrific wildfires that Australia experienced. And the wildlife team at the Australia Zoo, along with several other organizations in Australia, just battled and battled and battled to share their compassion with others and get people out. And people just left and right were saving koalas and saving all kinds of wildlife and wallabies and kangaroos and all kinds of things. And the Australia Zoo has a rescue team, and they would bring many of the animals to either the Australia Zoo or the other wildlife centers around Australia, and they would care for them. And that contagious compassion saved literally thousands of animals. So in this time of our own doubt and fear and separation and everything, I want to encourage each of you to just share that same contagious compassion. Let's talk a little bit about some ways that you can do that. You could, if you read the email that you got this morning about Sunday school, you could send letters to those of us in society that are highest at risk and isolated from this virus. And you know what? That would be many of, maybe not our own grandparents, but other people's grandparents who are in nursing homes or care facilities right now and are not allowed visitors. So they are separated from us all and isolated from being able to have a hug or a handshake or a visit. So we're going to be on this mission to write letters to all of them and be able to connect them with our contagious compassion and keep them connected to us, even though they are separated from us. So I encourage you to do that. I'm going to take a pause for a second and come back with the second segment. But I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour of the zoo and meet some friends that have been here most of the day and see what they have to say about their adventures here at the zoo today. And I want to tell you a little bit more about VBS too. So I'll be right back with you in just a few minutes. Here we are looking at the beavers. They're still in their den and haven't emerged yet, but I want to bring up something that I found really interesting today. So here's a sign about the beavers being a keystone species. Does anybody know what that is? That is a species that has the ability to dramatically change their environment. Now, of course, that could be positive or negative, like when the beavers cut down trees and block a river and change the path, that there may be some animals that are harmed or the environment's changed because of that. But it can also be a good thing. It can mean that we can have a positive effect on improving their environment by making sure we take care of our waste, by making sure that we respect the animals' environment and how they live and work around it with our needs and desires for possible expansion. But that keystone species brings up a really, really cool point, that we have the ability to change and alter the environment. And we need to make sure that we're employing that contagious compassion and doing that in a positive way. So here we are heading in to see the otters. Now the otters happen to be one of my favorite. Let's see if we can find them. Over here. What do you guys think? I don't see them yet. They must be hiding. Let's creep up on these two keystone species. Where are they? Where's the otters? Still don't see them. Let's go outside and see if we can find them. Let's see. Hey, look. We found them. There's one. He's taking a nap too. Another one laying in that log right there. So they're taking an afternoon rest, so we're not going to bother them. But stay tuned for the next segment of our adventures here at the Detroit Zoo. So I'm back, and we're walking along the tiger exhibit here. You can see the tiger's laying down, taking a nap. Good thing to do on a Sunday afternoon. Many of us are probably doing the same thing. And here's another one over here. He's laying down, taking a nap. And we're gonna follow around. We're gonna catch a couple of our counselors who are running away and see what they did today at the zoo. Hey guys, here we are back at the zoo, and we're over by the chimpanzee and gorilla exhibit. I don't see any animals right now, but I think I spotted a couple wildlife warriors that we can go have a chat with and see what their days have been like today at the zoo. Hey guys!
Hey!
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you here.
You too.
What have you guys been
How
doing today?
random. We've been at the zoo.
What have you been doing today at the zoo?
Being cold. Hanging out with the animals.
Hanging out with the animals? What did you see today?
Well, we saw the bears, and we saw lions, and we saw the tigers, and then we saw red pandas. We saw, what else did we see? We saw the wolves. The wolves were cool.
The polar bear.
We saw the polar bear and the Arctic fox. They're pretty cool.
So we were talking about Contagious Compassion just a few minutes ago with the kids in Sunday school, and I wanted to ask you guys why the zoo is important to you.
The zoo? I love the zoo because it gives me and other children the opportunity to have an up-close experience with animals and learn how important they are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Lauren?
I would say the zoo is one of my favorite places because I've grown up going to zoos, and they always have been associated with great childhood memories of hanging out with my family.
Getting your
But they're-
stuck head in the railing.
But they're also a place where I've learned a lot about God's creation, and that's been a really cool experience to have throughout my lifetime.
Oh, that's awesome. Why do you think it's important that we be able to connect with animals and be able to connect with our environment? Why do we care about things like that? Why don't we just do whatever we want to do, eat plastics, throw them out the window, use plastics.
Have you eaten plastic?
Sorry, guys.
That would explain the word mix up.
Throw them out the window or on the ground, or just kind of discard things wherever we want. Why can't we just do that to our environment?
Well, if we go back and we think about the creation story, God created Adam and Eve to be caretakers of the earth. We are supposed to be here to sustain it and take care of it and help the earth to prosper. And some of the things we do today aren't very great for the earth, so we have to learn how to be better and better caretakers of it.
So maybe this idea of contagious compassion is something that we can share with each other in a good way and have it spread in a good way, unlike the virus that's kind of keeping us isolated and secluded right now, so that we can better learn how to take care of our environment and be able to coexist with our environment and share that with others so that we can be those good stewards just like God originally intended us to be.
Yeah, and the really cool thing about compassion is you don't have to be in person to share compassion with people. You can be compassionate through your actions. You can be compassionate online to other people. You can just be kind in life, and it will reach other people. So it's pretty cool.
Or it can be in person.
Well, thank you guys for sharing with us today.
Yeah.
We're going to keep on our journey and start talking about some VBS stuff. So
Cool.
Nice
Have fun
meeting
at the
you.
zoo.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So that was a great interview. They just sounded like they were having a fantastic day here at the zoo and visiting all kinds of different animals. So I want to talk a little bit about VBS because this is where we get to spend a day of VBS. We're going to come here on a special field trip and do a scavenger hunt and have lunch and be able to have some time to visit all of the animals in our tribes that we're going to be divided into in VBS. But VBS is going to have just lots of added components this year, and we're just going to feed off of this contagious compassion idea and incorporate it right into VBS with a whole bunch of different service projects that you'll be able to participate in and be able to be a wildlife warrior and a warrior for Christ and all kinds of things to be able to empower you guys to make a difference and you to be that viral spread that's a positivity instead of a negativity. And we're just gonna spread that contagious compassion and contagious joy and contagious love every place that we go this summer. So VBS, again, is going to be June 15th to the 19th. And, of course, our theme is roar. Life is wild, very wild, but God is good all the time. So I encourage you to attend this summer and just be a part of that. And one of the things that helps me, at least, get through times like this when we are separated and apart from each other is being able to have something to look forward to. So I wanted to be able to take you on this adventure today at the zoo to just give you that something to look forward to and something to hold on to, even if today you're home and just kind of keeping away from a lot of other people because of this virus that's going around. So we're going to say goodbye here in a couple minutes, but I invite you to creatively find ways to be contagious, be intentionally contagious with your compassion for other people through this time when, some of us may seem depressed or lonely or separated from each other, and we just want to be able to share that joy. And I also invite you to continue on that wildlife warrior journey that we talked about earlier, and check out Steve Irwin online and check out the Australia Zoo and just see all the amazing things they are doing to reach out into our habitats and into our environment and into our wildlife communities to make a difference and to just be contagious. So I'm going to sign off and wish you guys all the best this coming week. I'm going to follow up on Wednesday with another video and a lesson. So look forward to that. And I hope you dive into the one that was sent out this morning. And we're even going to try to set up an online chat where we can all interact together online. So I hope you all are doing well this Sunday and just enjoy the sunshine, get outside, play some Frisbee, play some cards, climb a tree, just enjoy God's creation. God bless and take care, and we'll see you soon. And don't forget, roar!